Today is International Worker Memorial Day, and we're here at Royal Alexandra Hospital in Paisley to unveil a bench in commemoration and honour those who have died in the workplace or been seriously injured. We must remember the dead and fight for the living. And thanks for coming along today. It's an important day for people that we've lost and people who have become injured in the workplace. Today is International Worker Memorial Day. And we are unveiling a bench here at the Royal Alexandra Hospital. It's taken a wee bit of time to get it here, but thankfully we've got it here now, and hopefully our staff and visitors will be able to enjoy it in the sunshine when it eventually comes out. We're going to unveil the bench, and then I'm going to introduce Cindy, who's going to say a few words in dedication to the bench. So you want to take the thing off? Got it, James? Thank you, Cindy. Oh, clap.
So we gather here today in a spirit of quiet respect. This bench has been placed not as a monument of grandeur, but as something simple, solid, and human-scaled. A place to sit, to pause, to notice, and to remember. It's a place shaped for people, just as work itself is shaped around human lives. Today, we remember workers who have lost their lives as a result of work-related injury or illness. Some of those lives were lost suddenly, in accidents that changed everything in a single moment. Others were lost more slowly through conditions that took its toll over years of service. Exposure, strain, fatigue, illness, all carried long after the workday has ended. But each life is remembered more than a role, more than a title, more than a shift completed. Each was a person, someone who laughed, who worried, who made plans, who showed care and who carried responsibility. Someone who was known and loved. And we pause to acknowledge that loss. Behind every name, known or unknown, there are families, friends, and colleagues whose lives were also changed. Partners who lost someone to come home to. Children who grew up with an absence that words cannot fully explain. Parents, siblings, friends, and workmates who carry memories that surface unexpectedly. In ordinary moments, in familiar places, in the rhythm of everyday life. Grief doesn't follow a timetable, and it doesn't look the same for everyone. For some, it is spoken, for others, it's carried quietly. And today, we honour all of it. We acknowledge the weight of unanswered questions, the ache of loss, the courage that it takes to simply continue on. This moment isn't bound in any single belief, tradition, or worldview, but across all cultures, philosophies, and faiths, and beyond them, there's a shared understanding that human life has value, and that dignity is not earned by the productivity or efficiency, but it is inherent simply by being human. And whether we speak of this value in spiritual terms, ethical principles, or shared humanity, the meaning is very clear. Every life matters. Every person deserves care, protection, and respect. And this bench stands as a reminder of that shared value. It reminds us that work should never require the sacrifice of life, and that earning a living shouldn't cost a life. That no one should be reduced to a statistic or a lesson learned too late. But we also recognise that remembrance carries responsibility. Remembering isn't only about the past, but it shapes our choices that we make now and for the future. Each workplace, each role, each task connects us to one another. Safety is not the concern of one person alone, but it's collective. Care is not an optional extra, it's a shared obligation. And so looking after one another at work is an act of respect. Speaking up, slowing down, noticing risk, and offering support. These are practical expressions of compassion. And they say, your life matters to me. You matter here. This bench invites those who pass it to pause and to reflect, not only on a loss, but on a responsibility of attentiveness and care. In a world that moves so quickly, pausing can feel unfamiliar. But pausing is where awareness begins. Pausing allows space for memory, for feeling and intention, and pausing reminds us that progress should never come at the expense of people. When someone sits here in the future, whether to rest, to think, or simply to be, this bench will quietly hold these stories. It will offer a place where remembrance and reflection can happen without words. We're now going to take a moment of silence. And in this silence, you may wish to remember someone you've known. You may wish to honour those names who you do not know. Or you may simply want to stand with a sense of shared humanity and care. Let's hold a silence together. As we bring this moment to a close, we do not leave remembrance behind, but we carry it with us into our work, our relationships, and our daily decisions. May this bench continue to serve as a place of quiet honour. May it remind us of the lives lost and the lives worth protecting. And may it strengthen our shared commitment to look after one another with care, vigilance, and compassion. We step away from here not unchanged, but gently reminded of what truly matters.
Thank you, Cindy. That was absolutely lovely. I really appreciate you coming today to do that for us. Thank you. I'd like to now ask the chair of the board, Lesley Thomson.
Thanks very much. I think my voice is loud enough. Thanks very much, everybody. In particular, thank you to Anne and to Frances for giving me the opportunity to be here today with you and to reconnect with Lillian that I've known for some time. That will now destroy her reputation, no doubt. Cindy, thank you for those extremely powerful words and for reminding us that at the fast pace we all work at, it is important to take stock and to remember not just what we do on a daily basis, but those that went before and fought for what we are able to do on a daily basis. And it's appropriate on International Workers' Memorial Day, as is on the programme that we all have put together by Unison, that what we are doing is remembering the dead and fighting for the living, because those are two things which never stop, to be frank. So in particular, today, we are all here because in many respects, we work to live, to get on with all sorts of other things that we do. But I also think it's important to recognise that those that work in the public sector are doing a different sort of work, because they are also serving the citizens every single day. And today we are remembering those that lost their lives in that form of public service. In particular, today we are remembering Janice Graham, who was the nurse from Greenock, who was the first Scottish NHS worker to lose her life in COVID-19, sadly followed by others. We will all have our own particular memories of individuals that we have known. And in many respects, grief is something that we tend to keep up here or in here. It is fabulous to have somewhere that you can come and sit in your place of work and allow you to pause. I'm going to take away that reminder to pause more often. And if I can conclude by thanking, I think it's Shettleston, who put the bench together. It's a beautiful bench. And today it's a reminder of what a collective groups of people can do when they work together, or should I say in this occasion, when they work in unison. So thank you.
Thank you, Leslie. Thank you. And last but by no means least, I'd like to invite our Regional Secretary, Lillian, who I'm sure Lesley will give us some stories about you later.
Yes.
Say a few words. Thank you.
Well, I can reciprocate that back. Colleagues, thanks very much for coming along. I don't know if this is working. I don't think it is. Is it? Can you hear me okay? So thanks very much for coming along. This is a really important day for us in our calendar for representing our members in Unison. And this year we mark Unison's Year of Unison's Green activity as part of our work towards a just transition. And we know that while it is important to ensure a greener economy, we also know that it's not at the cost of health and safety. It should not be at the cost of health and safety, nor should it be at the cost of any workers' livelihoods. And International Workers' Memorial Day, we highlight the need to ensure that any green job is a safe job, and also that our health and safety reps, Unison Health and Safety reps, play a vital role in workplaces up and down the country in terms of supporting our public sector and supporting the workers who deliver high quality public sector work. Important that they are involved through the employer, through risk assessments, ensuring that we have safe systems of work, safe work in practice, and ensuring that we as reps, as health and safety reps, support the inspections within the workplaces. Now, the commitment today from this health board and from Lesley, your board chair, coming along to share her thoughts around International Workers' Memorial Day, ensuring that we remember the dead, but we also fight for the living. Now, in public services, it's rare to see a worker die in their workplace, but what is not rare is to see people maimed and injured through ill health and through accidents and issues within the work environment. So it's important that we continue our campaign to ensure that we provide safe workplaces for our members. Engaging in risk assessments is a vital role that our health and safety reps undertake, ensuring that this board recognise that, and as I said, through Lesley's presence today, your board is committed to ensuring that safety is a priority within the workplace. So thank you, Unison Glasgow Health Branch, for coming along today with your banner and demonstrating the support that you offer workers, health workers in your board, allowing them to, as your colleagues have said, take a bit of time to reflect, sitting on this bench, understanding the importance of safety and ensuring that this message today, that we absolutely remember people who have been killed, maimed and injured at work, but we continue to act and fight for the living in public services. Thanks very much, colleagues.
Thanks, Lillian. And just to say thank you, everybody, for coming today. Appreciate it's a wee bit chilly, so we'll not keep you much longer. But just to say that we have refreshments in the R&R hub, which I understand is at the back of the canteen. Is that right? Thank you. So please come and join us down there just for some tea, coffee, biscuits, cakes, whatever we've got there. And we'd love to see you down there. But thank you very much for turning up today. And I hope you get some chance of enjoying the bench. And you will, seeing as you've moved here now, Rebecca. Thank you.